We just had a snow, and right now the test event is taking place in Zhangjiakou. So we are right now getting very close to the Olympic Winter Games. The Winter Games will start around China's Spring Festival, and we believe that the picture is now being rolled out. Well, let me bring you a recent update. Last night, a short track team of China won the championship. And this is the first championship for the single skater. In the 1,500 meter short tracking, Ren Ziwei won the championship. Wu Dajian and Ren Ziwei, they were the champions last night, and they astonished the world with their astonishing place. And we hope that at the Olympic Winter Games, they can deliver even better performances. And now let's have a recap of those fantastic moments. Started. This is the fantastic start. And Liu Shaolin is now leading. The Russian player is the third, and Wu Dawei is now accelerating. And he's quickly catching up. And he's widening his gap with the other players behind him. Last lap to go. Just taking the right turn at the right place. Fantastic. In the next week, we're going to have a series of activities, and now let's take a look at those winter sports venues and see how they are ready for the Olympic Winter Games. In the Yanching game zone, the Shanghai Tour Mountain is bringing you the romance of Chinese style, and take a look at those fantastic venues. And last week, the 2021 to 2022 bobsleighing World Cup was completed in Yanching game zone, and this is the first time the test event is organized with audience participating. Snowmaking machines are very important. And take a look at those fantastic ski track from last week. The snowmaking machines, they have been kept very busy, and it is expected that by next month they will be ready for the Olympic Winter Games. So this is the iconic building at the Shougang Park, and this is just like a high-heeled shoes. Entering into winter, the snow machines will be busy making snows. The snows will be sprayed on the ramp. And during games time, it will also be used as a platform. The national speed skating venue is just like a jade ribbon, and the national alpine skiing, the national ski jumping platform is just like a ruyi ornament of China. And whichever venue you look at, you will find this elegance of Chinese style. And now let's bring our audience to Zhangjiakou. The 2021 to 2022 FIS World Cup of Snowboarding and Ski Cross is currently underway. And now let's get connected to our colleague Wang Shengdong. Hello, Shengdong. Tell me what is going on in Zhangjiakou. Well, I'm right now at Zhangjiakou. I'm at the Yanching Snow Park. Right now, behind me, you can see this is the last finals of this year's World Cup of Snowboarding and Ski Cross. We are first gonna witness a semi-finals. And 4 players, they will set out first, and the first 2 will qualify for the next round of match. during the semifinals, the second and third players, they have to compete very fiercely, and they can sometimes even outcompete their competitor in the air. And from here, you can feel this lively scene. You can also hear this music that is being played at the venue, and this is part of the design at the venue, aimed at providing a relaxed and comfortable environment for both the audience and the players. And we have been here for a number of days, and we saw the pre-match, we saw the semifinals, and also the final games. So this is a careful design. We put all the games in the noon, and this is the best time of the day, and this is also quite conducive for their performance. The game will not end until 2:45, and by that moment, we're going to release the results. We have identified some highlights. For example, this is the first test event with audience. 300 audience yesterday watched the performance of snowboarding. Our audience, they come from Chongli district, and they also come from the relevant sports industry, and they have gone through NAT, and they are closely following some COVID-19 rules. It took them only 18 minutes to pass through the ticket checking, and thanks to all the volunteers, we are able to have very smooth order in conducting this event, and we are following a closed-loop management. A total of more than 1,000 working staff. They are working behind the scenes, ensuring the smooth conduction of the games. A lot of the volunteers are very young. They are from Zhangjiakou. They are from the universities of Hebei province, for example, Hebei University. And we also have volunteers from universities in Beijing. And before the games, they have been trained in foreign language, in sports. And during the games time, these volunteers, they will be standing by, providing their support to the games. The venues that we are at is fantastic. It features 6 skiing resorts, and 4 of them are actually upgraded from existing tracks. And these 6 skiing tracks, they will be used during the games time, and they can bring us 20 gold medals. And we are very much looking forward to that day. And we hope that those professional tracks can provide a great platform for the wonderful performance of all the athletes across the world. All right, this is all from the venue. Thank you very much to our colleague Sheng Dong. And we see that the game is now taking place in Zhangjiakou, and we are very much looking forward to the final days of the Olympic Winter Games. And also the ski cross World Cup has been completed, and during November and December there will be 4 test matches, and that is the snowboarding and freestyle skiing, Nordic combined, and also biathlon. And those World Cups, they will be conducted in a test event manner, and the ski jumping and also alpine skiing, they will start their test event from December the 2nd. Take a look at this S-shaped lane, and this is resembling the traditional Chinese ornament of Ruyi, and it sits right across the mountain ridges. And now let's bring you to Yanching game zone. And Yanching is one of the game zones of the Olympic Winter Games. And take a look how the venues are built along the scenery line. Now let's take our audience to Yanching. So our colleague Ziying is now in Yanching. So Ziying, tell us more about it. As you have said it, the Yanching Olympic Village is located at the south part of Xiaohaitou Mountain. It's pretty close to the 2 venues here. And now let's take a look at this aerial footage. On the east side is the national bobsleighing and luge center, and it's connected by cable to the Olympic Winter Village. After the Olympic Games, this village will be operated as a hotel. So that is why we decorated this hotel room in a style of a service department, because Yanching is a mountainous area, so medical support is highly important. We have a Grade 1 hospital, and now let's bring you to this hospital. And behind me is the parking place for all the ambulances. And now let's take a place at this platform. And what is this for? So this is for the cabin hospital for the MRIs. In addition to MRIs, we also have a mobile CT scanner and also the other medical facilities, and they will be ready before the 10th of December. All those facilities will be relocated here. Also on my right, we have two channels, and this is for the fever symptoms. We are following the standards of the International Olympic Council, and we have altogether 18 departments. We have, for example, physiological rooms. We have many different departments, and we also have a gynecology department, a traditional Chinese medicine department. So this is a comprehensive medical institution covering thousands of square meters. It has 57 rooms, and we also categorize this hospital into low-risk area, medium-risk area, and buffering zone. Starting from December 20th, within 1 month, all the facilities will be put in place. And now let's take a look at the ICU, the intensive care unit. So this is fairly large, and we can practice some emergent surgeries. Here we have ventilators. We have all sorts of medical supplies and equipment, and they have been tested, and they are ready to be put in use at any time. During games time, we're going to have 200 doctors, and they are from the number 3 hospital associated to Peking University, and some of the medical doctors, they were on top of the 2008 Summer Games. And Mr. Hu is one of them. So what do you think is the biggest challenge supporting the Games? Well, I think the biggest challenge is COVID-19 prevention and control. So during Games time, we are going to put in place level 2 measures. And we hope that if you are having some ordinary needs, for example, ordinary cold or dental, so you can maybe wait for some other time, because if you go to a dental hospital, the virus can be easily transmitted through aerosol. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Hu. In addition to medical support, all the different functions of this hospital will be entering into a final stage for preparation. Yes, next week we're going to have a technical rehearsal for all those different functions, and we're going to bring in doctors from many different departments. They will all be put together here. We're going to run a final test and rehearsal. This will guarantee very meticulous and effective support for the Games. Well, thank you very much for ensuring the safety and security of the Games. Thank you very much, Ziying. And now we can see that the Olympic Village is truly ready for the Games, and this is very reassuring. And now let's bring our audience to a working staff at the Xiaohaitou Mountain. He is conducting a lot of surveys on those snow slopes and skiing tracks. So now let's bring you to our friend. So from scratch, it has now been fully built up. So it's just like your child, and you see him grow by the day. So Teng Wei right now is having a technical dialogue with her team. So we have another problem here. Take a look at this drawing. It's putting the reception desk at the second floor, but it should be together with the journalist's desk. Well, the first day I saw the drawing, I felt very puzzled. Later, I learned that only if you know those sketch drawing, you can understand how to provide the best services to those different teams. Well, Teng Wei is now very familiar with the different types of knowledges, but at the beginning, she had no knowledge about it. And Teng Wei was once a TV host in Yanching Game Zone, but she was on top of the setup of the media center. She also has to get to know the schedule of the games, the reception, and also the best routes between different venues. And she also needs to arrange the best observatory position for different broadcasting teams. So this is quite a comprehensive job. You need to understand design, finance, and also you have to deal with people from different disciplines. So you have to be very careful with the details. Only in so doing can you accomplish the task. Right now, the National Alpine Skiing Center and the National Broadcasting Center for the Games are currently under construction. During Games time, all the different functions, for example, the Broadcasting Center and also the Press Center, they will be ready for all the people in the world. So this is not just a song, but also a slogan, together for the future. Well, China made the solemn commitment that we're going to bring 300 million people to winter sports. And this is a solemn commitment to the world. And this is not a definite figure, and this is a wish that we have. We're going to bring more people to winter sports. Now, winter sports are becoming more and more popular in different places in China. A lot of the people, they love winter sports, and winter sports have gradually become one important part of China's Healthy China initiative. And now we're going to bring you to different localities and let you see in your own eyes how sports, winter sports particularly, have changed people's life. In Xinjiang, for 5 months in Urumqi, the city is covered by snow, and the locals, they can enjoy the fun brought by the snow. And today is weekend, and now we're going to get connected with our colleague Liu Fei. And Liu Fei is going to tell you what is taking place in Xinjiang. All right, I'm right now at Urumqi. I'm at a snow park called the Silk Road. It has an altitude of 1,800 to 3,000 meters. And today's weekend, you can see a lot of people traveling here just to ski. I'm going to give you a brief introduction of how winter sports have developed in recent years in Xinjiang Autonomous Region. So now just follow my steps. Yesterday we had a big snow, and today is clear and sunny, and it's such a pleasant feeling to ski in such a weather. You can feel this new snow layer on the ground, and the snow is very soft, and this is high quality snow which can bring you the best skiing experience. The temperature is around minus 10 degrees. It's such a great weather, and you won't feel any cold at this temperature. Well, this is my first skiing experience this year. So this is relatively a preliminary track. This is suitable for beginners. 5 years ago, most of the people are adults, but right now you can see a lot of kids, a lot of children. They are skiing with the help of their parents and with some coaches. And now in Urumqi and around Urumqi, there are many different types of snow tracks, and we have preliminary, intermediate, and high-class snow tracks. And last week, the snow park in Urumqi was officially open, and you can feel the exhilarating experience of rushing from the very top to the ground level. Next week, we are gonna host a open tournament for the public, and this is a sports open to the public. So all the participants, they can come here just to experience the fun of sports. So what if you cannot ski? Well, take a look at this one. This is what we call snow rubber rings. This is one sports for the ordinary folks. We have many different, very fine styles of sports. You can drag the rubber ring on the ground and compete with one another. As the temperature drops, we're going to have snow bicycling and also snow cycling. A number of preferential policies have been released by Xinjiang. Take a look at this card in my hand. And this is a sports card for the general public. 5,000 of such cards are specifically for winter sports. If you take this card and if you spend 500, you can get, for every 500 you spend, you can get a subsidy of 200. So you can bring your friends and your family to the snow park just to enjoy this winter. All right, thank you very much, Liu Fei. I think Liu Fei is really enjoying herself, and I believe that you will later walk to the snow park, and I'm looking forward to your wonderful performance. And now let's bring you to Alatai of Xinjiang Autonomous Region. It is said that it's one of the originating places of skiing. And we learned that there are archaeological findings that in as early as 10,000 years ago, there were people skiing. Well, a lot of people say that the locals here in Alatai, they are very good at skiing. So what is the secret? The secret, I believe, is behind me in those mountains. Well, it's very hard to travel deep into the mountains, but wherever a vehicle cannot bring us, a horse can. So that is why we have those horses, and we are heading to our destination, which is the forest right in front of us. So these are the footprints of wolves. So here we are. So we are here. We got off the we got off the horse. Well, do you see this line of people inscribed on the wall? Yes, I see 10 of human figures inscribed on a wall. So this is a wall painting or wall inscriptions from thousands of years ago. So what are they doing? Are they hunting? No, they're not hunting. Take a look at their feet, and they are snowboarding. According to the study of archaeologists, this is a wall painting or wall inscriptions that can date back to 10,000 years ago. So from this, you can see that our ancestors started to ski as early as 10,000 years ago. And many years ago, snowboarding was just a means of transportation. So this tells you everybody can ski. So from those snowboards on the wall of the grotto, you can see that these are very similar to the snowboards that the locals use today. And this is using the fur of the horse. They just stick the fur of the horse right on this snowboard, and the locals can step on it And it's not that slippery, and they can climb up the mountainous hills that is covered by snow, and when they are sliding down, they can also use this pair of ski boards. Well, I'm just a beginner. I believe that you can all do it better than me. So now let's bring our audience to Jilin. According to study, the north latitude 41 to 43 degree is the best zone for skiers. In Changchun of Jilin province, there is a snow park, which is open for both professionals and amateurs. And now let's get connected with our colleague Yanching. Good afternoon, Jingwei. So we were talking about our colleague in Xinjiang. She's a beginner. I believe you are a professional. So tell us what is happening at your place. So I'm right now at the Changchun Lianhuashan Snow Park. So this is a snow park for all sorts of participants. It's for amateurs, it's also for professionals. And today is the weekend. You can see a lot of young people, adults, skiing here. A lot of them are here with their family. And this is a fantastic day with the temperature of 2 to 3 degrees. A lot of the skiers, they are on those slopes and snow tracks, and they are enjoying themselves skiing down from the slopes. There are a lot of adolescents and young children. They are taking courses of skiing. And we have special training places just for the young people. And we have a lot of teaching activities. Through these teaching activities, we can identify very talented skiers, and they can very likely be recommended to the national teams. In addition to the mass sports, take a look at those skiing track. We have some professional training places, and this is ski jumping, and so this is actually freestyle aero skills. And now take a look at those young professionals, and they are practicing their skills on those ski jumping platforms. So they are taking a turn in the air, and it's very coherent. So the gradients and also the length of the slope is just identical to the specifications of the Beijing National Ski Jumping Center. So just so our players can experience the top standard, each and every year a lot of top players can gather here. Already the players in Changchun, they are training here, and later we're going to bring 4 to 5 teams from Heilongjiang and Liaoning province. They are at the age of 15 and 17. In addition to that, we have actually accommodated the 2009 and 2010 FIS World Cup of snowboarding and ski jumping. So this is the highest skill of a World Cup event for snow sports, and this is also a qualifying match for Olympic Winter Games. So we have those professional venues which can accommodate those high-end sports. Going forward, the snow park will continue organizing all sorts of games and events, just so we can select more talents for the national team. All right, thank you very much, Jin Weifang, for your wonderful introduction. I believe no matter you are professional or amateurs, you can always find your joy in winter sports. So we are now getting very close to the Olympic Winter Games. So spreading winter sports, we have to rely on scientific guidance. And now let's bring you to the Beijing University of Sports. They have a team that has developed a standard measuring your movements and your skills. leveraging high-definition cameras, they are capturing the details of your movements and your gestures, and they can also analyze how standard your movement is. So this is the automatic system. You don't need to put on any wearable devices, and they will be able to take pictures and collect data. Traditionally, doing this would require a lot of labor, a lot of data, and starting from 2008, we developed an automatic system that is powered by AI, and that can automatically collect data of human activities and human movements. And traditionally, doing so would require hours, but right now it only takes minutes. During the prep up for the Olympic Winter Games, the Beijing Sports University is now using this technology to provide technical support to our top players. For example, we analyzed the weightlifter Teng Wenjiao, and we found out that she is actually having some barriers in the last two steps before she throws the ball. And to improve that, she has to improve the first or second steps. So we gave a technical feedback to her coach, and they improved the technique. In 2016, and the professor brought this technology to the winter sports. Using this technology, we are helping the professional players to further improve their skills. Our database can be provided to professional teams so that we can help analyze those very professional games and find areas where we can further improve. According to Professor Liu, this will provide a lot of scientific guidance for people doing sports. Three months ago, the Paralympic team of China won the silver medal, and for 5 consecutive years, and we are ranking on top of the tally in Olympic Winter Games. So sports have become a tool to change their fate, and they believe that as long as they have a aspiration and they put into real actions, they can change their fate. And last week, we announced that next year in March, in Beijing, Zhangjiakou, and Yanching, we're going to have a total of 600 TOTS barriers. And this is for the Olympic Winter Games and Paralympics. We believe that these are two wonderful opportunities for China to show its charm to the world. So we are now less than 100 days away from the Paralympics, and our colleagues got a chance to have a close interaction with the alpine skiing team in China. So this is the new snow season in Wanlong Snow Park of Chongli of Hebei Province. You can see a couple of professional players from China's alpine skiing team, and they are now getting ready for the Olympic Winter Games. Now the team has the 26 players, and they are now practicing the Grand Slalom. They have many different disciplines and items, and the alpine skiing can reach a paramount speed of more than 100 kilometers per hour. And this is very challenging, so they have to be ready in all different aspects. So this is a sport of speed, and you have to lock your target, you have to follow him, and you have to give feedback to your teammate and tell him if you are fast or being slow, and whatever the situation in front of me, I have to bring the feedback to him, and if he is skating in front of me, he has to tell me those feedbacks. So we're now getting very close to the Paralympics, and they are making every minute to make themselves ready for that. And most of the teams are in Chongli, and some of the members are overseas, making some final preparations. We get up at 6:30 in the morning, and by 7:40 we are on the snow, and so we don't stop our training until 3 p.m. So it's quite exhausting because everybody hopes that we can deliver some astonishing performances right in this home country. All the players, they are making progress, and our job is to bring a lot of championships to the team. No matter you are able or disabled, everybody has a dream, and everybody can make their dream come true. And now we are gonna follow the steps of Gong Xiufeng and put ourselves in his day.
正在进行巡检的人是河北张家口东奥村东残奥村运行团队吴正。
Gong Xiufeng, a member of the winter sports maintenance team, is now conducting some routine surveys and checks. As we get close to the games, Gong Xiufeng is getting busier. In his own words, his job is to find loopholes and potential flaws. So this is 5 centimeters tall. This is not enough. It has to be 10 centimeters tall, just so it can protect the wheelchairs. Well, he's able to do that because he himself is a PWD player. And during the Athens Games, he himself broke the world record of pit through. And after the Games, he became a member of the organizing committee of Beijing 2022. I myself am a PWD. I know what is needed for persons with disabilities. And during the games time, we have 237 rooms equipped with accessible facilities. So the width of the door, it should be able to accommodate wheelchairs. It should be at least 85 centimeters wide. For example, this edge is pretty sharp, and we have to wrap it up just to protect our players. So you need to understand all the different facilities, all the different equipment, just so we can bring a fantastic experience to all the players. From the footage, you can see the speed and passion on the track. So today in our studio, we have with us a special guest. He is from Beijing Sports University, Ji Cheng. He is specializing in winter sports. So Mr. Ji, we just saw that video clip. So what is this sport? We're going to tell the answer in a moment, but before we do, let's have a recap of the important matches going on this week. And just this week, we have completed the test event for bobsleigh and sledge. So this is the 70th in the world and the third Asian track in Asia that is meeting Olympic standards. It has a vertical drop of 121 meters, equivalent to the height of 45 stories of buildings. It also has many different curves and turns, and also we have even the 360-degree turn. Right now on the footage, this is the view of the pilot or the driver, and at the highest speed it can reach more than 100 kilometers per hour. So that is why people call it the Formula One on snow tracks. This is the fastest sport in winter sports. So we talked about bobsleighing, and this is the first-person view. And this track is the real one in Yanching National Bobsleighing and Sledge Center. No matter it is bobsleighing or sledge, you can see from the angles of their view, if they are lying down, then that is the ledge. If we're talking about a sitting position, that is the bobsleigh. So all the three sports, they are quite different, and they also are different from the way they got started. And now I hope that you can make a distinction between bobsleighing and sledge. And during the games time, it will have altogether 10 gold medals. So we have a guest in our studio, Zhangjiakou, from the School of Winter Sports Training of Beijing Sports University. So Mr. Ji is also an international level referee to this sport. So tell us something about it. Bobsleighing and sledge and skeleton, they are highly challenging, right? Yes, exactly. And we talked about these three speed sports and the one category of sports. So for bobsleighing and sledge, you have to gain an acceleration from the first push at the very beginning from the referee. From the referee's view, our job is to check the temperature and also weigh all the players at the end of the game. Because the higher the temperature, the more challenging it is for the track. So that is why before the games, 55 minutes before the games, actually, we have a ruler that can measure the temperature. And also we have a wing process because this is a accelerating sports. For skeleton, it has a total weight of 120 kilos. And for sledge, it also has a different set of standards. So I believe no matter it is the spectators or those athletes, and this is a game that is very exciting for all people, for all the different stakeholders. So tell us what is the requirements of this game. If we are just spectators, what is the biggest highlight? So we talked about the temperature and weight measuring, and this is simply to play a level playing field, and we also have many different aspects of the games. If you are just a spectator, what you can see is how they give themselves the first push and how they accelerate, how they put their body on the sledge, and also when they are sliding, bearing in mind that there are 16, 17 turns on the track, and there are left turns and also right turns, and the turns are of different degrees and gradients. So you will have to take a look at how the athlete understands the different turns and how he makes minor and slight adjustments at different turns. If we are watching on TV, we can draw on our own the most ideal routes and then make a comparison between the route that you think is the most ideal and the actual routes of the players. And just this week, we have made some breakthroughs at the national team of skeleton. In Germany, the second stop of the World Cup of Skeletons was just completed, and a Chinese player has won honor for the country. And this week, we have completed the World Cup for sledge and skeleton. A Chinese player won the championship together with two players from UK and the EU. And Geng Wenqiang has made history for China. And now let's hear him after the game. Well, I feel very excited, and this is my first World Cup experience. I feel very astonished, and this, I believe, is the first time that three people got the championship at the same time in the history of skeleton. I believe I'm in the best shape. I believe that I can continue with great performances going forward. All right, now coming back to our special guest, Mr. Ji. So, what brought you to this sport? How did you become the referee? Well, I became a teacher in 2008 when Beijing Olympic Winter Games Organizing Committee attaches great importance to the training of referees. And in 2010, we organized the first level national training. The training was organized by Beijing Sports University. I was heavily engaged, and in 2010 and 2011, as I developed my knowledge, and in 2009, at a training organized by the international federations, I got a chance to participate in the examination, and this is a rare opportunity because this examination can qualify a person as an international referee. So we worked very hard. I prepared for the examination very well. I passed the test and I became a referee. A lot of the referees started as a track and field athletes, and why is that? So it's quite difficult to train referees, and if you are talking about a relatively backward country, you have to select a referee from track and field athletes. So bear in mind that we talked about how skeleton is a sport of speed, and there are 100-meter sprints, and we also have weightlifting, and those sports of speed, and also you have to have very strong legs when it comes to weightlifting. So that is why we select a lot of referees from those players. So the national skeleton team was established in 2005 and 2015, and within a very short span of 6 years, we have made very important progresses. No matter it is the World Cup or tournament at the continent level, we have made important breakthroughs at all the sports. In the just concluded World Cup, Geng Wenqiang won the championship of the World Cup, and that is truly amazing. So there's a lot of milestones, a lot of transformations, and there are a lot of sports that can be practiced at a younger age. So now let's bring you to Jiangxi. In a county in Jiangxi, the kids are having some close distance interaction with winter sports. So right after me, Beijing Olympic Winter Games. Olympic Winter Games in Beijing. So this is a special workshop. The teachers and the students, they are using the posters of Winter Olympics. They decorated the classroom using those posters. There are many different modules of the class. The teacher get to share winter sports knowledge with the students. So what are the sports in Winter Olympics? There are alpine skiing, figure skating, ski jumping, freestyle, and biathlon. To improve their knowledge, they're using their colorful pens and also their own material to come up with many different designs. So what are you drawing? I'm drawing Xue Dun Dun. So what is that? So it's the mascot of Beijing Winter Olympics. So what is this? So this is curling. And what is this? And this is Bing Dun Dun. This is Xue Rong Rong. So this is just one workshop class, and it is bringing the children closer to winter sports. And now let's take a bite of Winter Olympics. The Convergence Media team of China Central Television is bringing you to a kitchen, and now let's bring you closer to this delicious dish. Cheng Ruihang, a student from Beijing, is now making a dish for all the athletes. And this is another dish from Anhui, and this adorable kid bought the ingredients on her own from the vegetable market, and she delivered another dish. And this is another student from Zhangjiakou of Hebei province. We wish that the Chinese athletes great success at the Winter Games. I hope each and every one of them can be healthy and can win the championship. I wish them every success. Cheer up for China. So we still have a little bit time at the end of this game, and now let me ask you, Mr. Ji, you are a teacher of winter sports and you are also a referee. And what are your expectations on winter sports? Well, I think we have to make the best use of this opportunity, and over the past few years, we have made important breakthroughs in a lot of the sports. We participated in a lot of the games, for example, the tournaments and World Cups, and the only thing that we haven't truly made a breakthrough is Olympic Winter Games. So we are drawing very close to the games, and we have to be ready. We have to make some final preparations, and also I hope we can have chances to contribute to winter sports even after the Olympic Winter Games. And we can also further engage in winter sports education. So together, let's march toward the future. So if you have one message to all the players, then what would that be? Well, I hope that they can all demonstrate their skills, astonish the spectators, and make miracles at the Winter Olympics. And I hope that all the amateurs can also truly enjoy the fun of winter sports. Well, that will start from me. I will later pay a visit and have some hands-on experience with the winter sports. And I hope that all the players can march ahead towards the 2022 Olympic Winter Games. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Ji, and thank you very much for watching this program. And next Sunday, we're going to see you again at the studio. And let's together march towards the future.